Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a very exciting video. Maybe not exciting to you, but this is exciting to me. I think I've said this before, but foundations are probably my favorite step of makeup. Like if I could skip any other step and I only got one, it would be foundation. I just feel like when I have an even base, like my life is just way more put together. So I'm really excited to try this out. As always, not only do I, wear the foundation for you guys to see, but I will continue to wear it for the next 8 hours to show you if it will last and what it does throughout the day. For those of you that are new here, I have very oily and acne prone skin, so I am often looking for a foundation that is both full coverage, medium to buildable actually, and will stay matte, keep my oils at bay, and basically just won't separate. And at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to look exactly how it first looked when I applied it, but it does need to still be presentable. So based on the title, you already know I am reviewing the new NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. It's supposed to be matte and last up to 24 hours. We're not keeping this on for 24 hours, but we'll keep it on for a good amount of time. I'm super excited about this. It's funny, when I got my package, I forgot that I bought it, and so when someone opened the door and my dog started barking, I thought someone was trying to like break into my house and I freaked out, but it was just foundation, so thank you. Okay, so I'm really excited to try this out, so we're just gonna jump right into the video. Okay, before we put on the foundation, I'm gonna prime my face first, and I'm gonna do everything in my power that I normally would do to keep it on for as long as possible. So first, what I like to do is spray my face. I use both the MAC Fix Plus because this is sticky, and then this just is like, I guess you don't really need this, but I do it anyways just for a little bit of, precaution. So I'm gonna spray both and let it dry. Okay, next I'm just gonna prime. I know the NYX brought like a primer to go along with this, but I don't think that's fair trying out a brand new primer to go with it. I want to just test the foundation on its own with things that I already know work. So I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This is my favorite primer. And I'm applying this everywhere, but really pushing this into my T-zone because that is where I get the oiliest. Okay, and then lastly, before we apply foundation, I'm going in with a little bit of my Coty Airspun and just taking a puff and just lightly pushing that into my skin. This will create a barrier so that your oils don't come through. You don't have to apply this everywhere. I really just apply it like in the center of my face, like right here. So out here, not so much. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. So this side I will use a beauty blender, and then this side I will use a brush. I will use my round top kabuki, and for the sponge side I'm gonna use one pump, and this is damp, and we're just gonna go right on in. For reference, this is the shade True Beige. Oh god, it's too light. See, I bought this online because I didn't want to wait for it to go in stores, because knowing my luck, it would be sold out and then I would have driven to Ulta for no reason. So I bought it online and they had pictures of women wearing it, and I was like, I look kind of like that lady. So I bought it, and this is what happens when you buy online, guys. Like, you risk buying the wrong shade. So it's very lightweight. It's super liquidy. This isn't really giving me the coverage that I like. But one thing I noticed right away is that it oxidizes, which kind of worked out in my favor just because this is the wrong shade. Okay, so this is one pump of the foundation using a sponge. I always avoid the side, or I always avoid this area just because I'm going in with concealer, so there's no need to cake it on. If you can see, it's sheer. Like, it's not full coverage, and I use the full pump. The finish, however, is very matte, so I do like that, and it does dry down very quickly, so that's really nice. Okay, we're gonna go in with one pump again for this side and use a brush. I wanted to show you that it does really oxidize, so I'm taking a concealer brush and I will just swipe right here and let this dry down for a little bit. Okay, so it's been about a minute, so I'm gonna take the same amount of foundation and place it on top. Do you see how much lighter? Like, it's obvious that it oxidized. So just wanna make note of that. When you find your foundation shade, just know that it does get darker. Of course, like the day that I wanna do a foundation test, like my face, I haven't been getting any new breakouts, and then the day before I put on foundation, I get 3. nice big ones too, like not even little ones where it's just like you need a little concealer. No, nice big ones. One right in the center, one over here, and one over there. Nice and spread out. I love life. Okay, so this is one pump using a brush on this side. It looks pretty sheer as well. I think the only difference is that this side doesn't have brush strokes and this side, like, I see a little bit, and it really clings on to your dry patches. Like, I'm really dry right around here where my acne is, and it's really picking it up there. So I really don't think this is great for dry skin, which is odd because Alyssa Ashley, who helped curate these shades, she said that she has dry skin and that this works for her. But I don't think she has the blemishes I have, so maybe that's why. I can't tell which side I like more. I think this side is better a little bit, but it absorbs so much more product. I'm used to using a sponge, and honestly, with the coverage, they're about the same either way. So I'm gonna add another pump using my brush, and then to take away the brush strokes, I will use a sponge and just kind of smooth it out. For anyone that's wondering, this foundation is $15 and is 1 fluid ounce, and the container is kind of like the Maybelline Superstay, like it's glass, so you can see right through it, and it has a pump, which I always appreciate. Oh, and one other thing is that the bottle also will tell you to shake it well before you apply it to the face, which is something that I have done. Okay, so this is a second layer. I'm still not really happy with the coverage. This is still medium to me. There's a lot of discoloration going on right here that I can see over here. And the way the foundation settles into my forehead. I don't have dry skin, okay? But it settles into it like I do, which is really bugging me out. Like, you can see it especially in my T-zone here because I have, you know, normal hair because I don't upkeep very often. Yeah, but it's separating so oddly. So we're at pump 2. I think I have to go in with another pump. So we're going with pump number 3. And this time I'm only concentrating it really where I want more coverage. There's a little bit on my neck and my forehead. Yeah, this is clinging onto my nose so weird. It's really patchy. I'm not excited about this foundation. And I'm really bummed because the color range is just amazing. I mean, I really hate to like shit on products just because, you know, they work so hard on them and then they create an amazing range for everybody to get in on this, and then it's not even good. Okay, I'm gonna start using my sponge to just take away the brush strokes. Doing that takes away foundation. Like, my zit is like re-exposed. All right, so this is layer 3. I really wish that I could like have you all come to my house right now and like see what I'm seeing, because I didn't think it was possible to have a foundation be maybe too matte for me, but maybe this is, because even for my oily skin, it makes it look like my skin was too dry for it. Like, it's, oh my god. Ugh. Like, my nose, it is patchy, and then like here it's like crinkly. Nothing I'm doing is working. I don't know if I should add, like, do I dare add a 4th layer? I've never done that. Maybe I should do it with a sponge just to like make it more airbrushed. All right, we're going in with 4 layers, guys. I think you can see it whenever I apply, like right here, like how bumpy it is. Like, you really need to like maybe shave your face to, and have like no acne, no blemishes, no imperfections to have this look flawless on you. Okay, so that is the 4th layer of foundation, which I've never done. And applying a beauty blender on top did not help. It is still super splotchy, and on top of that, where I had acne, like right here and right here, using a beauty blender took off the foundation. So now I have like no foundation here. Like, do you see that? Like, there is a clear color difference right here in amount of coverage, and right here. I'm not excited about this foundation. Like, I'm really bummed. If my base isn't good, like, I feel crappy the whole day. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to just end it because I already don't like the way it sits on my face. So I'm gonna continue on. Like, I have to film I wanted to film another look too. Like, I wanted to go off camera, film an eye look, but I don't want this like all over my face. Like, this sucks. Regardless, I promised you a wear test, so I'm gonna do that. So I am gonna do the rest of my face off of camera. I will say that even with 4 layers, this actually still feels pretty light. Like, I don't feel like I caked on 4 layers of foundation. The foundation itself is really lightweight, so it sheared out tremendously when I buffed it into my skin. And the finish is pretty amazing. Like, it's very matte. Very, very matte. Almost like my CoverGirl True Blend, the matte version. That one is also extremely matte. So I do like the finish. I just don't like the coverage and the way that it's lays on my skin, which is so unfortunate. So that is my first impression, and I'm gonna do the rest of my face, like I said, off of camera, and then I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I am back. As you can see, my face isn't done like I said it would be, and that's because this is not, like, I only put on my concealer and it just did not work at all. I used my regular concealers. I used a mix, actually. I used both the Maybelline Age Rewind, and then I mixed it with the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour concealer, just because, like, this is too light, this is too dark. So I don't know if it's really coming off on camera, but when I applied it, it's just a streak, especially right here. I really hope you can see it. It just completely took off where I applied concealer. You can really see it on my nose. I mean, under my eye too. It just blended away the foundation, and now there's nothing. I did go ahead and I set my face just to see what would happen. At this point, I don't know what to do because nothing is working, and I did everything possible. I think what I want to do is take off my makeup and actually try this again for you all to see. And if I get the same issues, then I'm sorry, there's not going to be a wear test. I'm going to be right back, and we're going to start this all over again. Okay, so we are back. I've cleaned my face, and then I've added some moisturizer, and then I let that sit for about a half hour. I did things around the house, so I don't want people to say that, oh no, you're not supposed to put on makeup right after you wash your face. So I did let this kind of calm itself for about a half hour. So now I think I'm ready. Now going in, knowing what I know, I think I'm not gonna go through the whole powder spray situation. I'm just gonna prime. Since this foundation is so matte on its own, I don't think I need to do anything more. And maybe that'll help, maybe it won't, I don't know. So this is take 2. I'm actually gonna change primers too. I'm using my Rimmel Stay Matte, which is also a really great primer and way more affordable. They're both good, so I don't think changing primers is gonna make a big difference. Okay, now I'm gonna go and add 1 coat. I think this is gonna take 2 coats. Or layers, I should say. I think I'm gonna put this on my face using a brush, and then maybe a second coat with the sponge so that I don't have brush marks. We're gonna ignore the fact that this color is like way too yellow for me. I thought like I was really yellow undertoned, but this is yellow. Okay, so this is 1 pump, and it only really was able to cover like a cheek and a half. This is quickly turning into like the 100 layers of foundation challenge. I'm getting the same issues. Okay, let's just like ignore the fact for a second that this is not the right shade. I'm aware, like I flop. I'll put it on, and then when I want to add more coverage somewhere, like stippling it, this usually when I do this, it'll just add more coverage right at that concentrated spot. And when I do this, instead it's just taking it away. And then it's also creating all this texture. Maybe I need to like shake it more. I don't know. This is just the worst. Did I get a bad batch? Like NYX, what the hell? I did watch like multiple reviews of this, and it's from people with dry skin, oily skin, and it's also mixed reviews. Some people really hated it, and I know I watched Jackie Aina's, and she has oily skin, and she really liked this foundation. Girl, you did me dirty. All right, so this at this point with the brush, I have used 3 pumps, okay? I'm going in for a 4th, and this time I'm just gonna use my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna only concentrate it. Well, I guess I need to concentrate it everywhere because there's no coverage. I'm like really depressed right now. Like I'm really sad about this. Okay, so we're at another 4 layers of foundation. It is so frustrating because it's almost like like with the beauty blender, I can't tap it in as hard as I normally do. I have to press it just right. If I press it too hard, the foundation goes away. And then it's like I did all that buffing out for nothing. So you have to be really meticulous with this. Even doing so, this looks like crap. I mean, there's basically like no coverage on my nose. It's splotchy. I'm aware of the zit on my forehead. Like, I'm sorry, you have to look at it. I'm done adding foundation. 4 is plenty, okay, at this point, and I'm not doing this again. I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about with the concealer so that you guys realize like I'm not crazy. I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Age Rewind. This is like a tried and true. I'm doing this really lightly, and this is a sponge, so it's very soft. And then I'm gonna blend this out really lightly as well. I'm trying to be so careful about this because I don't want to give up until I know that I did everything in my power to make this work. It's happening again. Oh my god. The foundation is like, I don't know what it's doing. It's really hard to explain what is happening, but it's almost as if putting my concealer on top gets rid of the foundation and all that's left is like a really sheer layer of concealer. The best way that I can describe this, but they don't go well together. And I just blended my concealer, and this brightness that you see, like, I hope you can see that's my skin. That is not concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and add a layer of the Smashbox concealer just to show you, like, even with a high end you can have more money and this isn't gonna work. Again, doing this super lightly. Oh, there it is. Do you see it? Look at that. The way it settled. See, it's like the foundation separates away from the concealer and now it's just this empty circle and all the foundation collects around where you added it. And the same thing right here. There's so much foundation collection right where my concealer ends. This is exactly what happened the first time when I was off of camera. I'm not gonna bother setting with my face. I think we can conclude here that I don't like this foundation. Would you keep wearing a foundation for 8 hours to see if it would like last throughout the day when it doesn't even look good initially? Probably not. Needless to say, I'm really disappointed. I hope you saw and understood that I really tried everything in my power to do this and make it work. Like, I did this twice, okay? Once with like my normal procedure, the other one where I tried to take it down because this is already a really matte foundation. It doesn't sit well on my face. It doesn't mesh well with my concealer. I don't think I need to go further than this. This is a bad foundation and I will be returning this foundation because $15 is $15, okay? I'm not gonna keep something around if I don't like it. That is it for this review. I'm gonna take this off and there will be no wear test. Please let me know in the comments what other foundation you would like me to try out to see if it is good for acne prone skin and oily skin. I'm more than happy to test them out for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for all the love and support that you guys give me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.